All right, Trinidad and Tobago 3:02 right now in the nation's capital. For those of you that are locked on in your vehicles, maxis, taxis, wherever you are, special good evening or good afternoon. I say good evening, good afternoon to each and every single one of you. The man himself, heavy duty, is in, but before we go across here, I must say, Heavy was on vacation. Oh, they don't let Heavy fool all day until all day he was working and Heavy was on vacation. But you're under the radar, Trinidad and Tobago, and we'll take you all the way up to 6 p.m. I want to thank, the previous shift as well, Derek Shabodi and everybody else, Roland Stewart, everybody from Talk City 91.1 FM. Heavy, what's going on? Give you something. I know your headset's in yet, but say something. You gotta say. You're fresh from vacation and have nothing to say, right? Yeah, we're still getting ready. Yeah, we're getting ready. I don't know why he bouncing here earlier, but you're getting ready. What's going on?
Check 1 2.
What are you checking for? You don't trust me.
Microphone check 1 2. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Welcome to Under the Radar with yours truly, Heavy Duty, and my co-host, David Welch, who has started the show without me and want me to talk before I set up my headphones, before I even set up my mic, right? And had the audacity to have Kingsley yesterday saying that our numbers wasn't so high. I really my feelings.
I corrected him. How come you didn't hear that part? Huh? Why was telling him no?
I was trying to call just after I said that I was trying to call.
I was saying no.
Salute on my radio. That's
untrue. I was telling him it's untrue. You see, you're ready to attack your host.
Welcome to the #1 afternoon talk show in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And if you want the facts, check the numbers.
Check the numbers.
Right. Good afternoon to those of you locked on YouTube.
Yes.
Those of you locked on the World Wide Web, those of you locked on all across the world, those of you who are heading home from work, if you're still on work and you're listening, good afternoon to you. Those of you in the maxis and taxis and buses and PH cars, and all those of you locked on conventional radio, welcome to Under the Radar.
Under the Radar.
Hey, I have some clips to play and some videos to send.
Send them.
Right, so what's up? I see it had Bacchanal in the...
I now go into that. How about we go straight to that?
I see that Bacchanal in the...
Go straight to it? It's a Bacchanal everywhere, boy. Parliamentary Bacchanal.
I know. Bacchanal. The Parliament come like a soap opera right now. Real Bacchanal.
So I'm going to play some of the Bacchanal from yesterday, people. Because Heavy Duty is in now.
Yes.
And Heavy bringing the hammer.
And I must say, the show in Tobago, I want to thank management and Mr. X. For allowing me to host that show in Tobago. It's a very nice experience. Yeah. Yes.
Which one was better, the water or hosting? Which one?
I didn't get to go in the water.
You didn't really? Heavy.
Unfortunately.
Heavy. You don't know, management send images and stuff of that trip,
Yeah,
I see you with a whole towel on your shoulder,
Never. Never happened. I didn't get to go. As much as I wanted to, I didn't get to go. Time was of the essence. So go to the clips. What's up? Go to the clips. I see I have New Jersey and thing, man.
Yeah. You too. I see you have one. You get to. Don't try and change the subject there. They treat the Tobago crew better than they treat the and I can't say that. They treat everybody nice. They treat everybody nice. Yeah. But all right. So anyway, Trinidad and Tobago, there's some Bacchanal coming out of the Parliament yesterday. Well, I'll just hear it for yourself, man. This is the Bacchanal, and this is with the former Prime Minister as well, so-called. Here we go.
Minister, every year for the past 15 years at the budget time and during that budget period, the prison service is seriously short-staffed. I am sure you have the figures. Normally, they are operating at less than 2/3 of the establishment, not because of their fault, not because of the government's fault, but because of the Public Service Commission's failure to appoint prison officers. That's one. So you're dealing with an immediate short staff. You're now adding a whole parole system to that burden. The Prison Officers Association on a weekly basis cry out for help and resources. The second point is it that you're telling us by starting with the cadre, limiting yourself to start with the cadre of prison officers, that they're prison officers who currently have the necessary qualifications that are required to be parole officers?
Thank you, member. I don't know if you were out of the chamber when I was closing, but I did indicate the Minister of Homeland Security has indicated that by July, we'll be taking the first tranche of new prison officers in, and certainly but in the next few months thereafter, 800 officers will be recruited. And out of that, we will be certainly creating a line of officers dealing with parole under proper training and guidance.
Thank you very much.
And just to put in, that didn't come just so. That was done in consultation with the personnel department and so on.
Thank you very much, Minister. I'm glad to hear that. But every year, there are normally 2 batches of new prison officers who are passed out and join the prison service in the hundreds. So what you're seeing is not abnormal. There is a significant attrition of prison officers leaving, of prison officers retiring, etc. The figure, what was the figure? You said 800 new ones are being taken on by July?
No, there'll be a first batch and then a subsequent.
But what is the total batch that you had indicated? Was it 8 or 600?
It will be the total amount.
Within which period of time? When?
Mr. Speaker, as we stand, Chairman, this evening, by tomorrow, we'll get a definite word as to if the training could start as early as next week.
But how many are you looking at?
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I just have one point.
I'm just trying to establish, is it above the normal
Mr. Chairman, I have a point of order. In the stage of committee, we deal with the clauses of the bill, not the policy. That is
but
the
we are dealing with the
those
clauses
matters.
of the bill.
All of my colleagues opposite had an
amendments.
opportunity to ask all of these questions. They
But
asked
you
none.
feel is ram it here? Or?
This is to deal. No, this is not Chinley either. This is not Chinley either or your brother. Who get?
Chinley or my brother.
Or your brother. Right? So
you want to talk about somebody else?
Relax yourself. And none of my family get locked up for drugs or ammunition. So relax yourself.
And which of my family got locked up for drugs and ammunition?
But
Okay,
Mr. Speaker,
that's enough of that.
This is of the
I
bill
think-
and not the policy.
Right. I think we've had enough of that. I think we've discussed this
There
at
was a-
symposium.
Chair. Necessary information.
Right, and I
before
think
she woke up from her slumber.
Chair.
that is unacceptable. For the Spain not withdraw that. Withdraw it.
What did I say? Before he
You-
woke up from his
No,
slumber.
I heard you.
Before he woke up
Chair,
from his
Chair.
slumber.
I heard what you said. For the Spain North.
Withdrawn.
And apologize.
The right pronoun is not
And
used.
apologize.
For what?
What you said, and you know what you
I'm
said.
apologizing.
For the Spain North.
You asked him to apologize. Did you ask him to apologize for his
Don't.
utterances? Until he apologizes, I'm not apologizing.
No.
This one-sidedness. I am
That
not
is not
apologizing.
one-sided. No. I heard what you said.
Did you hear what he said? Calling family name, you heard that?
I did.
Okay, so call on him to apologize for
No.
the sequence of things.
That was in response to what you said. Let's not let this degenerate. You know what you said.
So what am I apologizing for?
You know the offensive and prejudicial
Me apologize.
pronoun you called the member. Come on, withdraw it and apologize. You know what you did.
I withdrew it already.
All right?
I have withdrawn it and corrected it.
You know what you did.
I'm not
And I'm
apologizing.
calling on
I've
you
said I'm not
to
apologizing. I've said I'm not apologizing.
For the Spain North, I am calling on you to apologize for for using that gross
what?
pejorative, and I am not
Pronoun?
going. Hold on. You know what you did. I heard you. The response from the member for Barataria was in exchange to you hurling what you know. Hold on. You call someone's name, you hurled it at him, he responded, okay, fair enough. That is normal banter. Hold on, I'm not inviting you to respond as yet. What you responded thereafter and degenerated to, and you know what you did. You know what you did. You made a highly inappropriate, sexualized comment towards the member, and I'm calling on you. Yes, I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. You know what you said. You purported to call the member by the wrong pronoun. You know that. I don't want to repeat what you said.
May I
But you
respond
know
now?
that. So the rest of it I can ignore. You all were trading barbs, that's fine with me. That's okay. You want to call each other by names and so on, that's all glorified schoolboy banter. But the mischaracterization of the member by a gender offensive name, and I'm trying to be very neutral here, by a gender offensive misdescription, I will call it. That is uncalled for.
Which I have withdrawn, but Mr.
But I
Speaker,
want
on
you
a
to
point of
apologize.
clarity, is it that the Speaker in the chair is now going to accept the hurling of insults?
All right, so that there was some of the comments. I wanted to start it from what they were talking about. How it
progressed.
Yeah, how it progressed into this type of nonsense talk inside Parliament. All right, and I just have something for you. Just a reminder, right, before I let you go.
As synchronicity,
yeah, look at here now.
Okay, I want you to apologize for what you just said, or you suffer the consequences of not apologizing. Okay, I want you to apologize for what you just said, or you suffer the consequences of not apologizing.
And that was the former
speaker.
Yeah, Speaker, Bridget Hannah said George. But Heavy, your microphone.
Yes. So, moving along, I have no comments on what was said in the politicians battle in the Parliament, and I will battle here on radio in my own battle here, right? Let them sort it out, all the sorting all day, right? I ain't going down that road, right? I sent two videos, right? I will play the first one. So here, I think this guy is very informative, so I want you guys to take a listen to this.
Workers in TNT won a case and still had to wait nearly 10 years to find out. So, the industrial court is where workers go to fight wrongful dismissals, wage disputes, union battles. File your case, you go through the whole hearing, and then the judges say, I'll think about it. That is called reserve judgment. Our Guardian Media used a freedom of information request and found 263 judgments just sitting there, all just waiting to be written. Some reserved since 2016. One case filed in 2008, judgment only reserved in 2025. That's 17 years before the judge even finished hearing it. The Industrial Courts Act literally says that the court must handle cases expeditiously. That means with haste. Some matters must get a judgment within 30 days. And in that same period, the court received over $526 million in approved budget allocation. The workers lost time, lost certainty, and the system kept getting funded. Justice delayed is justice denied. And in Trinidad and Tobago, it took some workers 10 years to hear that they were right. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below on the industrial court backlog right now.
Okay.
If the industrial court, not the criminal court, have a backed up of over 200 cases to finish, right? Whereby they just have to give the judgment and it's backed up, right? and costing the taxpayers $500+ million a year. What do you think is happening in the criminal court or the magistrate court? What do you think how much cases backed up? Imagine you as a worker in Trinidad and Tobago have a problem with your boss and you go to the industrial court to get justice. Why you have to wait 10 years? That there's working hand in hand with the industrial and business community so that people get frustrated in the system and just don't bother. Right? And that here for the citizens are being taken advantage of. And I find this is unfair. And I find the state should step in, right, and fix this problem, whereby people are being wrongfully dismissed from their jobs, you know, and not getting proper compensation and all these things. So they go to the industrial court and now they have to wait 10 years before they get satisfaction. I mean, a person could die within the 10 years. This is draconian. This is draconian. And I think we live in 2026. I think this needs to be addressed. Right? And I think the head of the judiciary, the Chief Justice or whoever it is, need to fix this. Because here it is, you're only getting $500+ million to operate this court. And all they're going to doing there and just putting off case and collecting money. It's racket. You can't tell me citizens come in and you don't know whether or not if the employee wrong or the employer wrong. This is not case where you have to go and get a long investigation like you had any police report and all these kind of things like criminal case. No, I can understand criminal case, but that I know it take too long sometimes. But in an industrial case, you have to just say whether or not if it's wrong or right, if you find the person was wrongfully fired or dismissed, or whether or not whatever that they get is just due for the amount of years they work for the company or wherever the case may be. But it seems that it's a kind of high-handed approach, and I believe these, and I'm just saying this out there, is it that the magistrates in these courts are being paid by businessmen to lead the case a staying for years in order for them not to pay compensation to the workers? Is it easier to pass an envelope and grease a hand to a magistrate and let him know I resume that case there and we can linger from 2008 to 2025, 17 years? I mean, what kind of madness is this? Right? And I when I heard this story, I was appalled. Right? Because sometimes you need to deal with the issues that is hampering the people in the country, not only politics. Right? And this right here, I think the Attorney General should look into this, right? The Chief Justice, and let me get this industrial court at least working properly. Yeah. You understand? You can't be paying people salary to go in the courthouse and just back up case. What the hell is that?
Well, for me, I wish it was that simple of an issue, boy. But I know of one particular case, particularly with Royal Princess. Whether or not they like that I call the name or not too bad for you.
Yeah.
Right? But not just the business is the problem, you know, the magistrate is the problem, you know. Here how the problem does stem as well. You see them unions that supposedly representing the workers,
yeah.
They ain't really doing that at times, you know. At times what has happened, in some cases, this one now with Royal Princess, right? Our wink eye there. But at times what has happened is the union does step in for the worker and represent that worker. Alright? And then representing that worker, that same unionist also kind of representing the business as well.
I heard of cases like that.
Plenty.
Yes.
And they prolong matters to allow you to get frustrated and say, wait at, and so long I'm dealing with this and so long I'm dealing with that. And keeping you at bay, telling you, well, we engage in negotiations here. And at times, what has happened is most persons that decide to say, the unions that decide to say, we go settle outside the court.
Right.
Right? While the matter is still going on. We'll settle outside. And they always ask for extended times, or we ask for this to be put off until X, Y, and Z. We ask for it to be adjourned because we have X, Y, and Z dealings happening outside, and we coming to an agreement outside of the industrial court, which it's their right
Right.
to talk about it outside the court. But those are some of the problems also taking place in the industrial court. And it's almost the same happening in the criminal court, but the opposite way this time with the attorneys and stuff like that in the magistrates. But I agree with you. All right? I 100% agree.
I understand what you're saying there, because I had someone who was wanting me to highlight that same issue. He was working for a company as on a machine, and he got injured on the job. And because of his injury, he couldn't go out to work for a couple of months. Right? And after about 6 months, after he do couple surgeries and stuff, right, they let him go whilst he was couldn't come out to work.
And a lot of this happen, eh?
Right.
A lot. People leaving the company, and the case still before the industrial court.
Yeah.
And you see, when you leave the company now, what has happened? Because the industrial court kind of does operate a little bit ticklish as well, right? But you left the company, which means that you kind of...
He didn't leave the company, they fire him.
They fire him.
Why? He didn't leave the company.
Lord.
They realized, they replace him because, he remember, he injured.
Yeah.
Right?
See, those things ticklish, boy, heavy,
Right.
boy.
He was part of the union. The union representative now, right, he is saying that they have to pay him for the amount of, for his medical and the amount of time he was out of work while he was home. They wasn't paying him. Right? On top of that, if they're dismissing him, he have 15 years service that'll pay him off.
Of course.
Right? The union now, who representing him, want to settle with the company for a lower amount of money, right?
Usual thing.
And cutting deal
With the company.
with the company for him. And he said, no, I don't want that money. He had also go and hire a own personal lawyer and take it to the industrial court. Right? That matter is still going on. And he wanted me to highlight that. And he's telling me the union not representing he, because he said in the 15 years money he had to get is 3 times the amount of money that the union go and settle for.
They will always ask for adjournment.
Yeah.
Always.
Plus the money we say that he get injured, right? And the wrongful dismissal, he said I'm only up to $1 million. The union want to give each $100,000. Until he take for that.
What has happened?
Right?
Well, provide this, provide that, provide the other. You ought to be going back to get documents. When you go and get your documents now, when you actually come to your hearing, your court hearing, the company now say, well, we had to get this, we had to get that, we had to get the other. We looking at our records to pull X, Y, and Z, and we need X, Y, and Z time. And then when the magistrate say, okay, no problem, adjourn to the state, well, HR was on vacation, so we need X, Y, and Z, and it's a prolonged matter. That's why it does go on and on and on and on and on and on. And then when your matter finally come up, is another matter in the industrial court as well with the same company, right? And it just goes on and on. So it's not really always the fault of the magistrate. You are correct when you speak about constitutional reform to fix the criminal justice system as well as the industrial courts as well.
I am saying this to you. There was a domestic worker that worked 20 years, right, for a certain 1% in their home taking care of the children and thing, right? She was the governess of the household, and she was being paid through the company, right? So they could take out she and IS and health surcharge and things. She wasn't paid by them cash. She was being paid through the company, right? When the husband and wife divorced, she stayed with the wife. The husband moved out and went and lived on his own and somebody tried to stay with the wife. After about 3 months, the wife fired her.
Okay.
Right? She now out of her job, 20 years service, no job, and nothing. So I told her to go by a lawyer. Because if you work 20 years and you work with a company, they have to. She didn't give you a letter. She didn't give no warning letter. She just dismissed you just like that. She cannot do that. You know, they cannot just dismiss you. You understand? The company had to be liable. It's a protocol to just send.
A procedure. Can't
Right?
dismiss people just like that. Well, go ahead.
She went and get a lawyer. And when the lawyer realized who it is, they said they can't do the case. Right? She went to a different lawyer. Right? That lawyer said they go do the case. Right? And that lawyer actually sent a lawyer letter to the company, right? She says she don't know what happened. All of a sudden, she lost contact with her lawyer. So she don't know if the lawyer get paid. But the lawyer take all she information, all she documents, everything. I said, so you didn't copy your documents and I give the lawyer, she know she give the lawyer all she pay slip and all them kind of thing. So I said, the lawyer not answering she phone nothing. I said, the lawyer get her money and throw your case out. Without even reaching to court. The company, if he pay the lawyer, right, not to bring that case before the court. You understand where I come from? Because of who the people are. So you have to understand, this country that we living in is so small and everybody know everybody, and everybody know who is the high-ups. And they know the high-ups now could say, yeah what, hold that, and forget that girl, or forget that person. And that's why I say justice is very unfair in Trinidad and Tobago. It's unfair to get justice. I'm going to tell you, for you to get justice, say you have that money. You understand? Very rare. You would hear someone get wrongful dismissal and end up with a piece of money from any company. They rather pay to throw out your case than pay to pay you your money to.
And it's the same amount, huh? They just don't give you it.
They just don't give you it. That's a different level of spite. And I told you that in order for in order for Trinidad and Tobago to run properly, we need constitutional reform. Let me open the lines and see who's out there before we take the break.
622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Those are the numbers to call.
UNC needs to call in Imran Khan to deal with Young. He's a liar and should have been put out of the parliament for not apologizing. Jagdeo is too weak.
All right. Etc. But 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Those are the numbers to call once more. Full lines are open. Let's hope to stay on topic. Caller.
Good evening, David and Heavy.
Yeah, man.
Yes, good evening.
Excellent topic.
Thanks so much.
But this issue has to be a P&M governance issue. It's far more than just the industrial court. You remember a young lady by the name of Marcia Cesar?
Yes.
Remember she was dismissed? Remember she had 53 outstanding cases? She eventually won, right? That was the first red flag that was highlighted and focused on the administration of justice. When that was highlighted, if we had a real CJ, if we had a real AG, if we had a real Prime Minister, they would have focused on everything that possibly was happening in the industrial court. Now, the industrial court, I believe they appointed new judges recently, and they appointed the RRCB board, the Registration, Recognition, Certification Board.
Yeah.
Hopefully, all the previous judges, all those who are accounted for the 263 outstanding, would have come to an end. I'm hoping that that is. Because some of those cases 10, 12 years old.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
a critical thing into that. From my vantage and listening to what has happened, a number of these outstanding judgments might have been done to get reappointed as judges. If they held on to a judgment and it is not delivered, they could get reappointed. I am saying, if the police has testicular fortitude, they should insert themselves, if they have the wherewithal, if they have the competency, to investigate misbehavior in public office. You see something, say something. Nobody is above the law. I'll go and have a nice evening.
All right, thanks so much, brother. Now, the police do, they do investigate misbehavior in public office, and you could take your issues to the police service. It's just there's a major difference between now, like industrial stuff. If you were dismissed wrongfully and stuff like that, you know, you go to, if you have a union, or you go to the industrial court. But if it is like something like sexual harassment and stuff like that, straight to the TDPS. What do you mean? All right, 622-4911, 622-4911, call it live. Caller.
Good day to the panel.
Yes, good day, caller.
You see this issue you discussed today?
Mm-hmm.
That should be discussed on a daily basis, at least half an hour per day. It's the biggest problem in our country. I remember coming on the air here and telling the listeners and the host that once that I went to a lawyer to probate a will. And before I sat, I said, I understand that 85% of the people don't get their will probated. And she said, sir, you don't know what you're talking about. It's 97%.
Wow.
And I have no doubts about that. The beneficiaries, the people passed away.
Yeah.
And they have an untimely death because of that, the process. They have an untimely death. And the beneficiaries are the bankers, most of the people we elect, and the judiciary. I will talk to you another time again. I thank you very much.
Thanks so much. And that's a real issue, you know.
That's another issue. Oh, God.
All right, because that dealing with land issue, estate, everything in your name, all of that, you know. And that is what family does be fighting for. Call your life.
Correct.
A blessed day to Mr. Heavy.
Yes.
And to Mr. David.
Yes.
You see that guy who just speak there, Mr. David and Mr. Heavy?
Mm-hmm.
You is the right man to take that program for an hour and bring the people on your show. And you will be the biggest show in Trinidad. People need help outside here, Mr. Heavy.
Wow.
And the industrial court, they just go. Your union just go and break protocol and go and meet the bosses and talk to them.
Yes.
And they take their share and leave you to suffer. I know what I'm talking.
Yes, you're talking real.
And the same thing with lawyers who fighting people.
Yeah.
With the bank could buy out a lawyer. You could give them 50,000. The bank could give them 100,000 with contracts, and they would drop your case.
Yeah.
And leave you to suffer.
And leave you to suffer.
From experience here too.
Because
and
everybody on the hustle.
You have Frank, you have Bull and Mr. David. Just do it properly, both of you all. And if you could help the small man and the grassroots people, you all will be guided with love and honesty, dignity and transparency. All we need is honesty from people, and that we don't have too much corruption in this country. To Mr. David and Mr. Heavy, all just take this program and bring it forth from the court and from the industrial court, the family court,
Don't
and
talk about
the
the
people
family
who
court.
just take you around. Sometimes they just take bribes too. Have a blessed and wonderful day and take up this program. What this guy say, I will back it. And if all you want people to match, people going to come out by the thousands, you know. Because there's real case in the court there, backlog. And lawyers just go, say, we want time. Let me see where they'll carry you. We want time, and the judge is giving them time. The judge is giving them time. And all of them in that racket. Have a blessed and wonderful day. And
Thank you.
Thanks so much. You know, I was coming, this is no joker, this you were saying. I reached here to Talk City, to the building, and the security come and tell me there's a guy from the corporation outside to see us. Like, to see me? You come and see me?
Yeah.
Right? Only don't do that now. Don't do that. You call first.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, and he came from the corporation, and there's an issue with the same union talk.
Right.
In the corporation and industrial court.
Right.
And it's ironic that this is the topic that you also brought here today
This
as well.
afternoon. Mm-hmm.
Because it's really something that people has been going through a lot with.
Yeah.
And it's simple things like money, there was release, they're being victimized. They're supposed to get sick days and they're not getting sick days, or just random things people going through.
I'm telling you, it's a whole mess out there.
A massive one.
Yeah. If we even get the guy from the Single Fathers Association here,
gosh.
he gonna tell you how the family court and all in a mess.
Yeah,
right.
We know that.
I seen David Welch. once we have a society that is how the word I'm looking for here, that is ripe for corruption and nepotism and favoritism and for a man to eat a food and grease a hand, you understand? Everybody out there looking for it, from the lawyers to the magistrates to the judges. Everybody out there want more. Everybody, it's human beings they're dealing with, David.
Yeah.
It's human beings they're dealing with, People out here going through it. People get land inherited from the family member. The grandmother leave a house and piece of land for them when they pass away, right? In a will, and now they need to get a deed in their name, and it's a set I run around and a set I racket.
The land is used is a different one, boy. Because
right?
People has been dying, and at times, yeah, the thing, at times they don't even know, and it's state land they're fighting for,
Yeah.
That's how bad it does get,
Yeah.
And then they go through the true law and all kind of thing just to find out, well, I never had a deed for the land. But then they end up building the homes on the land. It's a whole fiasco outside in Trinidad and Tobago.
I am telling you, without order, there is chaos.
Yeah.
And Trinidad is like in a hot mess, right? That need to be cleaned, right? If we do, and I'm gonna tell you something. All these things tying to one another,
Yeah.
right? All these things tying to one another. It's all about injustice across the board.
But more so greed.
And greed.
See that
right?
word, greed.
But you see, if you leave a system, right, with loopholes in it for corruption and greed, and for people who greedy to get through and eat our food, they will. Right? And if you're not dealing with it, and you're not dealing with it on a serious note, they will continue. And the more injustice people face, the more people rebel. Right? Sometimes you feel people doing crime, you feel they're doing it just so. They feel the whole world against them, they feel the system against them. Right? That's why in Jamaica there's called system Babylon. You understand? And Babylon, the Babylon system is one of the dreaded systems it had back in the biblical times. You understand? So once you believe you're living in a system that is not working for you, or the system against you, you're going to rebel. And this is how revolutions and things start. Right? So I always say we don't know what is good governance here. Right? We don't know that yet. And Trinidad is a blessed country. All we need is to clean it up, fix it up, and have it in our order.
And that's not even looks like internally. Scholar.
Let's go.
Good evening, fellas.
Yes.
Lawyers is a big problem, right?
Who?
I sit in a jury service.
Oh.
And if you see cases falling, and junior lawyers, when you come in, they say the lawyer not ready to start the case again. They're asking for extension. And the case is putting off.
Yeah.
One lawyer wants to fight 20 and 50 cases.
Yep.
Right?
And every time you have to go before the court, he taking money from the family member, It's a 2,000 or 1,500 just to put it off.
Just to put it off. Literally, that's a true thing as well. When you hear what I can tell you because I was before the court. You know what happened,
Yeah.
Your main lawyer, they send a junior lawyer.
A junior lawyer, yeah.
The junior lawyer doesn't really know much about the case, right?
Yeah.
They just come, and this is for normal courts, state magistrate, whatever, right? They just come before the magistrate to say they are new to the matter. That's how it does go.
I know.
Your worship, I'm stepping in for Mr. X, Y, and Z
Z,
because
yeah.
he's before the High Court today,
something, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's unable to attend. And then the magistrate might be like, okay, no problem. Are you aware of X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. And just be like, unfortunately, I don't have all the documents in front of me right now. I'm just asking for an extension or an adjournment to another date to be fixed. Let me just get all the documents in order, and then I'll be prepared. Magistrate might ask, so how come you wasn't prepared for this one? The X, Y, and Z attorney just told me about this and asked if I can step in on his behalf.
Yeah.
And then if you and that magistrate good, she'll be like, I understand.
Yeah.
And then your case, what shall I sit on before the court once already and hear that? And what shall I case going on for years? And I said, nah, I only need to end this. And she said, well, the only date I have available is the 24th of
whoever year
July.
Yeah.
Next couple months, right? Yeah, what is the one? That date doesn't work for us, but my only available date now is in 2027.
Yes. Wow.
Okay, well we'll come back, or maybe in July, and if he could make it, then we'll have it there, and then if he cannot make it, we'll extend it for X, Y, and Z. And brother, when we reach that point, another extension. We reach 2027, another extension, and it's just
keep this case is adjourned.
Correct, and it's simply just things that does be happening in the country at times, postponing, like COVID. Oh, good. Backlogs like that, because court went virtual. They say when court go virtual, everything will become normal. No, sir.
Caller.
Yeah, Heavy and David.
Yes.
Boy, if you know my heart glee for you all, that you all finally got all the recognition, and you're all on a positive with 91, and thanks to Mikey K, right?
Yeah,
That's my brother, you know.
Right.
Me and Mikey good, you know, right? Yeah, so here now, I want to ask you all, I don't know, I tuned in when all this started, but I got a call and I had to switch off for a little while. So I'm flabbergasted to know what is going on in the parliament. Because just go back, you only remember when Bridget and he said,
Caller.
used to roll that speaker chair with a bullpistol,
Caller.
and no man
Caller, not listen. Caller.
on my leg.
No, caller.
And every man had to hush.
Caller. Caller, you hear us?
I hear you.
Caller.
Yes.
What you need to do now is listen to what we are speaking, because we have already crossed that bridge, right? You say that you only listen to the beginning, and now you're coming to call on what we are talking about before. We stopped that conversation since 10 past 3. We are on a different topic. We are actually talking about the judiciary and court now, right? Right? So take a listen to the show first. Listen to the show, and then you can call and air. All right.
I appreciate you all fellas getting a break.
Thank you very much.
Kings, you introducing things.
No, I hate when people do that.
Stefan went to yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello?
Call it to change the dynamics of the show.
I just called again. 20 years ago, I was telling the station manager, you can't have a proper dialogue on the phone, because when people are speaking, they don't hear when you are trying to say something. So it's difficult to have a dialogue. I apologize for the gentleman, and I'm apologizing for me in the future. Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you very much.
Well, for the future.
Yes.
But anyway, yes, but
yes, but this is a topic, right? That a lot of people, if not in it right now, been through it, or actually
still going through it.
Because I had a matter too, with an issue, right? I lost my property because of the same thing with the son of junior. My lawyer sent a junior lawyer to go up a big conglomerate.
And the loss.
You understand? A big conglomerate like TTMF.
Caller. You're going into your case. Caller, you're live.
Them had a battery lawyers. About 4 lawyers.
No chance.
No chance at all. Yes, caller.
Yeah, brother Heavy, brother Welch.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you all talking about here within the court system is accountability of everybody who's supposed to execute duties and things within the judicial system. But I don't know if you all ever noticed. I noticed it, so I could only refer to what I know. Accountability is very one-sided in this country. Because I have heard judges make very outwardly calls for people like the police service, members of the police service, to pay for indiscretions from their own pocket. Now, keeping in mind a police officer, a public servant, is, let's call him a lowly person, a person with a not so deep pocket. Within our recent history, there was a finance minister who has all the education, all the knowledge, all the experience, all the access to attorneys and all the access to money, and fire a central bank governor who was awarded $11 million. I didn't hear no judge make a call for that $11 million to come out of the finance minister pocket, right? And he's a man who could probably pay that. In addition to that, if you do a Google search, if you just Google something like the Privy Council criticizes Trinidad courts, there is a whole hundreds, it seemed like hundreds of newspaper articles where the Privy Council criticized decisions of the Trinidad and Tobago courts, which put people, the average citizen, in expense and inconvenience where work and income and to have to go to the Privy Council in the first place. But nobody does make a call for them to pay out of their own pocket. And they are professionals who study and have experience and hold positions where they ought not to be making those mistakes. So accountability is very one-sided, and I feel constitutional reform is important heavy. We need to look at it from that angle when we reform in the constitution. I'll listen off here. Good afternoon,
Thank you
everyone.
very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Imagine, for you to get justice, you have to go to the Privy Council to get real justice. I think the Privy Council should have a junior Privy Council for people, for the layman.
It does.
Because with the reach the Privy Council, you have to hire senior counsel to go up there.
Yeah.
Like big money.
It is.
You.
But the junior to that is your High Court, huh?
What?
No, for real, the junior to the Privy Council is your High Court.
David, where's leave me alone this one
I'm not even joking. Should I say the truth? Anyway,
we gotta go for a break.
Yeah, we're going for the commercial break right now. And just to let you know, Trinidad and Tobago need just 10 labels, Purple Cows, your choice. Need 10,000, then Purple Cows, the only choice. At Purple Cows Advertising, we bring your ideas to life, where creativity grazes and imagination runs a little wild. From eye-catching labels to standout banners, posters, and more, if you can imagine it, we can print it. Check us on Facebook and Instagram and see the magic for yourself. Purple Cow Advertising, little company, big heart. Proudly serving Marabella for over 12 years. And additionally, Digicel. Need data on the go? Get a preloaded SIM card for as low as $40. Available at any store where you see a Digicel sign on the outside. Spot the Digicel sign, get a new number, preloaded data, and more. Spin to win. Win up to $750 weekly in cash. Digicel customers can text the word SPIN to 8181 to enter. Enter now for the chance to win cash weekly. Alright? And listen, we are real people on, boy. We are real people on. For that topic, it had real people on.
Go on,
right?
go for the break. We'll
so
come back.
Go for the break. When we come back, Trinidad and Tobago, your calls and opinions up next, right here on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
All right, 14 minutes past the hour of 4 o'clock. We are taking you all the way up to 6 o'clock. You're on Under the Radar with yours truly, Heavy Duty and David Welch.
Yep.
And, a lot to talk about. You're switching?
If you want to.
All right, lovely.
If the callers want to choose to talk about what we were talking about, they can call and still,
Lovely. Because there is a caller I called yesterday to talk about, well, I challenged him. You know, we just had a challenge at B&M at times, right? And I challenged him to give me some of the new taxes that Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, you know, enacted on the citizens that going to make the lives 10 times more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And well, listen to this.
When the Prime Minister was in opposition, she said you cannot tax a nation into prosperity.
What is the new tax? Help me understand that. No, where the new tax?
Oh, so you hear all the tax?
Where? Just give me 3 new taxes. Go ahead.
So you want me to read that?
What are the 3 new taxes? Go ahead. 3 new taxes.
Go back and get the script.
All right. How about this? 2 new taxes. Go ahead.
Go back and get the script.
Look at simple one again now.
Go ahead.
They now get some machines from the police.
What is the new tax? What is no. Listen. Traffic laws have always been in place. Speed guns have always been in place. What is the new tax? Tell me that.
You know we have to pay for that.
What is the new tax? Okay, so buying equipment, we shouldn't buy equipment. No, that's not what you're on. You never say the government spending money wrongfully. No. Hold on. You said, Kamala said you cannot tax a nation into prosperity, which is correct. Hold on. I am agreeing there. What is the new tax that Kamala Prasad-Bissessar brought about? Just give me 2. Give me 2. What are the 2 new taxes? I'm giving you plenty, ample time to tell us. 2 new taxes. I moved from 3 to 2. Come on.
You only have to listen to all the taxes, David.
I'm listening now. Give me 2 taxes.
No, I am not going to read and spell for you.
Because you cannot. That's why. Caller, you're live.
Yes, 2 new taxes.
Yes.
100% duties on every container that is imported. And every landlord has to pay a tax on their owners.
All right, no problem. Let's debate it. The landlord is a surcharge. All right, what is the total?
Doesn't matter, my brother.
It does. Hold on. I just allowed you to. But where is this one?
Hold on.
You want to engage in dialogue or not? Which one? Lovely. The surcharge for landlords. What is the total amount that landlords have to pay additional? That cost needs to be passed on to the man on the ground. What is the additional? How much additional? Every 6 months.
Excuse me?
What is the total amount? If it's a tax, right? You telling me it's a new tax. What is the total amount that landlords now have to pay? Tell me that.
Something of either 2% of their rental income.
What is the total amount?
Well, I don't know. What is your...
Lovely. Thank you so much. You know why you... No. Hold on. You know what? Hold on. I willing to engage, you know. You see... No, my good sir. I am... Hold on.
I do not know what my
PNM Batara.
Hold on.
PNM Batara.
All right. No, I'm not. Sir.
My God. David Welch.
Yes, sir.
Why did you and Kingsley allow these?
But it was the whole show yesterday.
Oh my God!
All of them was calling. We was only getting PNM calls.
Yes, because you know why?
Kingsley. Kingsley used to allow it.
Yeah. What if I hear them calling here because they can't cover that tribe?
I agree.
On national radio.
Anytime we try to engage in the conversation, okay, yeah, tell me this. Let's debate it. But you always at African for sale, boy. That's a caller.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
My honorable gentleman on that stage there.
Yeah, man.
You know, I hear in them PNM dons. Them mink and poop. Them people them who want to talk and they don't know what they're talking about. You know why Sarge from Barataria? It's called Sarge. You know why he's so angry? Because he was eating from the trough and suffering people
and giving them $75 sometime. You understand? So people, no, we can't get it. So he bitter. So he angry. And when them get away, they just like the former leader is getting like a raging bull, and they don't know what wall they're hitting. What's this stupid? You understand? The people in this country right now is going through a time because the former administration have spent $500 billion and more and borrow money and then get nothing to the poor people. The same supporters of them who rumbling and trying to defend the PNM, they wasn't getting nothing. But you know what they wanted? Economic power. The party in power. And they feel that they could do what they want with a party in power. That's the most important thing. When the PNM was taxing you, and the former Minister of Health, if you don't wear a mask, they forget. And when they went to get food, a little hamper, they call them greedy. They like them kind of insult. You understand? Because of insult, they don't feel good. And Stuart Young, you understand? Wannabe, Stuart Young, you ask so many questions. You refuse yourself so many times for your family business, you and Alwari and Rohan and them. You mustn't forget Rohan. And you mustn't forget the former Minister of Health, Dial Singh. They take everything, and the people who support them and bowling great to the PNM, and we shall prevail. They never get nothing besides suffering, my brother. And they want to come now and defend them. First them stupid. You understand? People will never respect PNM. PNM and nothing is the same. Because PNM see for the country, and they do what they wanted, and they full the hand, the cookie jar, they full everything, and they leave the supporters with their mouth open. I thank you, my brother.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you, caller.
Caller live. Caller.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, brother.
Didn't the Prime Minister say, if we behave all yourself, after 3 or 6 months, I'm going to go back and look at the fact the taxes are fine?
Mm-hmm.
Play that tip for me.
Not the taxes, the fines.
But yeah, she did say that, and she said that when they came out January, February, March,
a fine is not a tax, you know.
Yeah, but it's July. July is the deadline. Correct? 6 months, she said. She said in 6 months we would review it. And in 6 months is July. We now in May. Yeah, 2 months again. And I like that you say that. A fine is not a tax. But people thinking it's a tax. So I see people say traffic fines and this. And I like, what you paying? Because if you get caught breaking the law, you'll pay for breaking the law. There's not a new tax in general. And just so persons understand the landlord surcharge, because I see a lot of questions about that online again.
Mm-hmm.
All right? The landlord surcharge is about, what, 2.3 or 2.5%?
Right.
2.5. Give a nice monthly amount that people will spend in rent in Trinidad.
About the average, about 2,500.
2,500. We still have so much low rent going on.
All right. 3,000. We said 3,000. Average.
3,000 average. If you're paying $3,000 in rent Trinidad and Tobago, that's what your landlord charging you. Your landlord have just about, I'll say 2% tax to pay in 3 months. All right? So we do the 3,000 by 3, we come up with $9,000 total your landlord is making in income. Right? That's not like money that she going to give away to the state. That is money, she or he, right? That's money that your landlord making an income from renting that property. All right? $9,000 in 3 months. All the government is saying is that you will pay a 2% charge, is about 2.5% under 20,000, and then over 20,000 you'll pay just about 3%, right? So if you're making this bracket of $9,000, you'll pay your 2% or 2.5 or so percent tax on that, right?
Right.
That here the percentage on that, yeah. Here the tax on that. The tax on that $9,000. Guess how much heavy?
How much?
18.
18 how much?
$18.
Nah, don't do that.
I ain't even joking with you. That's 2% of it. All right. You divide that by the 3 months. That means it's $6 or so that they pay in additional every single month. I kid you not, heavy.
Only $6?
Let's say somebody pay, because other people rent is 6,000 plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're paying $6,500 in rent,
right?
That by 3 is about $19,500 that your landlord would be making in income. We times that by 0.002, 92%.
$39.
But people complaining for nothing at all, right? But that is all you know. People is doing Trinidad and Tobago, all right? That's all people is do. 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Roughly. Let's say you're paying $6,500 a month, right? Landlords could be paying just an additional $100.
No, I'm gonna ask a question.
Yeah.
Who is paying the tax? You, the person who's renting, or the landlord?
The landlord.
So is that a tax on you, the citizen?
No.
What they are trying to, the fear mongering is that the landlord tax will allow landlord not to raise the rent on you, and that is the problem. The people not understanding, and this is where communication and information is important, right? Instead of someone coming here talking about, oh, they bring landlord tax, right? So you ask for 3 taxes, they couldn't bring one. Another guy call and get 2 taxes. One is a fine, which is not a tax, right? Because it's only if you break the traffic rules, then it will be fined. To me, you can be exempted from that once you don't break the traffic rules. The other thing is the landlord tax, which is for more or less for landlord, right? Who wasn't being taxed how much since the existence of this country as a republic and as an independent country, right? So the landlords and them won't pay no taxes.
Yeah.
So you could have just built a big house and put about 4 or 5 apartments in it, and you could rent it out tax free.
Correct.
Right? The government is asking for 2%.
Correct.
2% of your earnings in rent.
Is nothing much.
Which is nothing much.
So because somebody corrected me here, let me just correct it one time, right?
Yeah.
The 2% for the 19,500 will be a total for the 3 months of just $390 tax.
Right.
So that $390, you will divide that $390 by the 3 months, because it's 3 months, and you get $130 additional every single month. $130 that your landlord will have to pay in taxes for renting, you know, the property. And so again, if it is that you're renting for $6,000 and you have to pay $130 in taxes, that means that you, the landlord, making $5,870 for that month, because the $130 you're paying in tax. What's your problem?
That is not your problem. That the landlord and the landlord have no problem if you can't pay $130 in tax, for being a landlord, right? Don't get tapping on David Welch. These people who are calling our show to talk about landlord tax and traffic fines was advocating for the PNM government to bring the revenue authority to tax doubles, man. You know?
That's true.
They were advocating for the revenue authority to come on stream by that wicked evil Coleman Bird, right? In order to tax the taxi man, the doubles man,
everybody,
the people who selling on Charlotte Street, the people who selling in New City Mall, the people who selling in the mall and them on Charlotte Street. Every single person, if you're selling pie at the side of the road, the pie man, the newspapers man, the bottled water man, them on the highway, that revenue authority was to tax any amount of money that is passing through your pocket.
True.
It was deliberately done to attack poor people in this country.
Yep.
Right? So them don't have the moral turpitude to call a radio station to talk about this government implementing tax when this government removed that revenue authority.
And they still want it, eh? Caller.
Gentlemen, good evening again.
So they still want it. Yeah, man, go ahead.
Can I get a second, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I won't be long. And that's one of the reasons why sometimes it's them PNM people, I don't know if there's something wrong with the head. You understand? So you rather
build your house, hard-owned house. You work hard and build it piece by piece, or you take a loan. And they want to come and bring property tax to you and charge you a big sum of money. And they're telling you if you don't pay for your own place until you're dead, you understand? I come to take everything and put it in the road or sell it. Them like that.
Yeah.
So them like them kind of tax.
Yeah.
And demanding you that you have to pay. And it was no $1 or $100, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Because it was in the public domain.
Correct.
You understand? And when you're going on the highway now, driving your car, and you want to break the speed limit, I want to know if the Prime Minister of the country right now, she's the one put your foot to match the X, to break the speed limit. You understand? If you don't want to get charged, you work within the law. Stupid people, you work within the law, there's no tax. If you break the law, and then what happens to PNM supporters and them? They feel they can do what they want. They're like how Stuart Young was talking in Parliament yesterday and telling the Speaker of the House that I'm not apologizing. That's what he used to do in school and bully the young boy until the young boy kill himself. You understand? That's how we operate. Them fellas and them are bullies inside of there. Disrespectful. You understand? When they ask about his daughter, his stepdaughter, he say he knows nothing about that. All of a sudden, he's Pontius Pilate. You understand? He knows nothing. He's Shaggy. He knows nothing. You understand? But when your family have a finance company and the government at the time lend them money and the government borrow back money from them, that was good. That was good. I want to know how come that finance place gets so much money. That I want to know. You understand? So if you're going down the road and you break the law, or you want to show and you go on the shoulder, or you want to go over the 100 kilos, then okay, then you pay the price. You understand? And when you talk about the 6 months to conduct yourself, watch and see what's happening now. People driving reckless. You understand? So the only way you can hold them to order is to put a fine on them and keep them right there. So I want you not to lift it. Let's continue watching it and see what's happening. You understand? So when people talking, they must understand. Because don't open them out and you can't explain yourself properly. You understand what I'm saying, brother? You don't know how to talk. And you try to uplift our country because this is your country. You understand? And if you can't do good for this country, then according to one, get the hell out. You understand? Thank you, my brother.
Thanks so much. I see people. Just explain it one more time for some persons, right?
Some people still wanted to clarify
because
they're not understanding it.
It's a big one. If you're paying rent at the tune of $3,000 a month, every 3 months let's look at it quarterly. Every 3 months that rental coming up to $9,000, right? That means that you'll take that $9,000 and then you'll multiply it by 0.02. You'll get $180. That's the tax that you pay in the 3 months. You break that down for the 3 months that you pay rent for. That means every month, if you're paying a rent of $3,000,
you break it down by 3. You divide it by 3.
Correct. You are paying just $60 in tax to the government. Not you as
you as the renter.
Correct.
The landlord is paying that.
The landlord is paying that.
The landlord is only paying $60 a month tax on every time he collect $3,000.
That's it.
So your landlord actually making $2,940 from your rent money, and you just had to pay the government $60 in tax.
That's it.
For the month.
Why does that need
to
be
and that is if you're paying $3,000 rent.
But why that had to be trickled down to the small man?
Why your landlord now want to tell you had to pay a $300 extra on your rent? Tell your landlord to haul.
Or $500. Because it does increase it by a whole $500.
Yeah, a whole $500. Tell your landlord. Anytime your landlord comes to tell him, well, I know the government rate taxes how to raise your rent, tell him HYMC. Have yourself a Merry Christmas.
Because people doing that, and it's a sort of greed,
Because the landlord themselves don't understand the tax.
Yeah.
They don't understand the tax. I think a lot of people today only understand the tax because we talk about it and we explain it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people believe it's a big exuberant tax.
It's not.
Right? A lot of people are crying for, oh, the government raised landlord tax, we rent going and raise. Your landlord coming to raise your rent by $500 and paying $60 for $60. He's an evil, wicked man.
Wicked.
You understand?
Wicked. That P&M style wickedness, right?
I'm not advocating wrongdoing, right? But at that time I was renting a place, and when I went to rent the place, the former people that left the place, right?
You're in a real bad state.
They mash up, they take out the toilet, they take out all the plugs, all the switch, they take out the cord in the wall, they take out the wire in the wall, the wiring, everything.
Why does this only happen to you though?
I asked the landlord, I said, so, any man now, these wicked people take out all the, they take out everything. All the fixtures with the bulb and them, they take it out of them. You just see hole and they see line in the wall and then they report all the wiring. The wiring in the wall, they rip it out. They take everything. I'll never get to take all the windows and all. I said, you look
go with the toilet.
They go with the toilet and the paste basin. They take all the fixtures in the kitchen cupboard doors, everything.
Wow.
You understand? I said, we do these people here, all I do is raise the rent. And they said they're not paying it.
So they take it.
I'm not telling you to do that. But if your landlord wants to raise the rent by $500 for $6,
don't say that.
Right? I just give you an idea.
I give an idea.
Because you're wicked.
How does only happen to you? You so far?
No.
Is you with no water?
What?
Trauma as a young boy. You and the court.
Don't go there. I tell you, I have a damage with that. Psychological damage with water toting.
But
you bring it back up.
But when you hear it now, hear it. That happened. And they take the toilet.
No, I listen to me. I went to rent the place.
You went and put back in that toilet?
No, when I didn't take the place because when I went, when the man and the lock up the place nice and thing, and you see from the outside is a king.
Good.
So the man probably didn't go inside to see what it is.
Yeah.
So when I opened the door, when he opened the door for me to go in, and he walked in to show me the place. I just see it, the people.
You surprised and you surprised.
No, because here what they do. They went back, they come back and do that when he went to church.
Oh.
Then they move out. Right, but I had the key still, they didn't drop out the key yet. So the way till he go to church, what he thinking when he went down, when he moved out, he see everything, right?
Yeah,
so he see right. Right. So they come to drop back the key. They tell him they had a key still. And they came back and vandalized the whole place, take everything, and then leave the key. So when he come now and he open it for me now, he thinking it's good. And he could even ball at him and said, these wicked people.
It's wicked people.
I'd say, they was want to take out the wire in the wall, boy. They take out the wire, you know. The electrical wires in the wall and pull out, you know.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. People are doing some madness out here. Now, I see some people trash homes. And there's
yeah, I see people mash up tiles and things on the ground floor and tiles and mash up and paint up the wall. Just spray paint bomb, spray up the wall and all kind of thing.
Yeah,
you understand?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
I am not saying do that. Let the record show that Heavy on this radio station never advocate for you to do that. But I'm saying, if your landlord want to raise your rent by $500 because of $60,
you have no idea.
You get an idea.
You know what they sound like? They sound like you are crossing the other side.
You a kid.
With the only dead conversation. Because that's madness.
Anyway, let me go.
That's crazy. That's right.
Let me go to the lights, please.
622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Those are the numbers to call as we have the phone lines open. Again, shout out to all of you on YouTube, man. YouTube is big, man. Right?
Yes.
YouTube is big.
Shout out to those of you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm saying this again. I want to always reiterate this. We need to, this show that we are doing here, right? It's supposed to be teaching the people what is really happening and giving them the correct information, because a lot of misinformation is out there. Because for leave it there to call and talk about tax, and when you asking them what tax, cemetery tax, you can't say. But you're regurgitating what you're hearing on social media and what you're hearing the opinions of other people. They see this rum shop by the barber shop.
Sorry, we have postcard?
Oh, yes, we're supposed to have postcard.
And I was seeing that. Caller, sorry, I didn't
we're supposed to have postcard at 4 p.m.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Miles and Mr. Samuel.
Yes, Mr. Heavy.
Heavy?
Yes.
Why not Mr. Samuel? You don't like that name?
Ma'am, you know my government name? Ma'am, and you went to school together?
No, but it's good to call you, you know, by a respective name.
Okay.
Is what? David Samuel?
Who's this, by the way?
A caller.
A caller?
Yeah.
A caller, you cannot call the radio station and give the radio station my government name unless I ask you to do so, okay? Even if you know it.
Mr. Heavy, sorry about that.
Thank you very much, darling. I hope you have that understanding because a lot of people would like to know my government name, but because of my portfolio of a talk show host, there's something called victimization. You know that, right? That I've been a victim of. I have been a victim of that, eh?
Oh, well, you have to tell them that's at the station.
Yes, I told them not to put that there and they have it there.
Okay, well then I'm not guilty then.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, what is the topic? The rental today?
No, we are talking about taxes really. It was really about the rental, but we end up clearing up the misinformation about the rental and how much tax that landlords are being paid and how they're not supposed to then put that tax on the people who rent from them, you know, on their tenants.
Well, you know, it has people, they prefer to make the money but don't spend the money.
Yes, correct.
You have that, right?
Yeah.
And then some of them are so bold-faced, like approximately people with 10 apartments renting. They don't want to pay no thing, but rent or so. But taxes, sorry.
Yeah.
But let them go in the next country now and see if they can get away with that.
No, they can't do that.
Right. And I forget to tell you, congratulations on the Tobago
the Tobago show
you had with your people. It was good. But I find Mr. X didn't give you much privilege. So.
Oh, okay. Where you calling us from?
San Fernando.
San Fernando.
The best place so far.
South side is the best side.
South, you know. No, people don't like to come down.
No, I just frequent South. I've been more in Marbella though. I have a good friend live in Marbella. I was going to look for him.
You know, the Southland is a more peaceful land.
Yeah.
David could tell you that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks again.
All right, thank you.
Let's start. I have a joke fair.
Right. But yes, and so on. But yesterday was just straight talk. There was no interaction in the show.
Right.
But it was some pertinent information coming out for all the guests yesterday. There was one particular guest though that on the 7-year-old, remember before you left we were dealing with. There's a lot of background conversations. Spoke to the reef operator, but he's also a head of the association.
Just right here.
Free for all kind of thing going on because he said this one from the assembly court thing, all kind of.
Oh my goodness, just how heavy, just how I would get it.
Very very strange. That and boats and other things happening.
Now I know what to take my girl. I ain't taking shit Tobago at all.
And on top of that, there are some independent, in inverted commas, boat operators that are operating outside of the rules. They're doing what they please.
Oh.
Right? So it's like
hey, I swear,
what
it have a point to this. It have a point just now.
Yeah. So they set some rules in line. It just go on here. Other issues that you need to leave the boat.
Right, somebody, and why you must have that law?
You should have put the time.
I don't know the time. I just hear it this morning. I know it here.
Independent boat. And we also spoke about the riverine union.
So the people who listen, David was just trying to play a part of the record this morning with Stefan and X for me to hear. I don't know why he doesn't do it when we go for the break and find it and then come back and play it. So do that.
Forget it. Yes, but it's a cleaner calling. Can I was cheap for calling about?
Oh, he called my whole government name.
Everything. I was trying to say I don't like the name. Hey, I was weak laughing this morning on X program, X and 7 program. Off the record. It was funny. I was she calling about probably because she probably listened to it.
Yeah, she heard. She probably heard.
Anyway, so 622-4911, 622-4911. Sorry, people. I wanted to give him that laugh now, but I can't find it.
You looking? I say something important. The same way I come here to do the people's business. You looking for things to laugh at? If it's a comedy show, what?
You would have laughed though. Caller.
Anyway, we gotta go for a break.
Caller. Yeah, caller.
Heavy.
Yeah, man.
I called and told you all what the Prime Minister said. Not me. What the Prime Minister said.
What he
But David, I want to play back the tape for you
but
to hear.
But we tell you, yes, the Prime Minister said that.
Leave it there. Leave it there.
What's going on with you, boy?
There's a paralysis in your analysis. If you call a radio station and you said that the Prime Minister said when she was in opposition, they cannot tax a nation into prosperity, right? And she said she's not going to implement no new taxes, right? When you said that, automatically mean that she lied and she did implement taxes and such. David asked you, name 3 taxes that the new government, the Kamala Persaud and her government implemented. You couldn't name one. He said name 2. You couldn't name one. But you want to talk about what the Prime Minister said. So then we want to talk about what the Prime Minister said when she was in opposition. If you cannot name and trying to advocate or trying to vindicate her for lying or accuse her of lying, right? And now, when we ask you, okay, well, prove to us what she said was a lie. You can't prove it. So then we're saying it for.
Agreed.
That making any sense? Leave it there. Yep. When they come here, don't come sideways. You know, I tell a little only do that when I not here. No, or they can only do them shopping. That's when I not here. No. The next one, the one from Barataria, calling out to say landlord tax and the traffic fines, right? And when you break it off him,
not the traffic fines. He was on the $100 the import fees, because the import fees went up. I think. Go ahead.
Wherever it is, right? He not giving you a chance to talk. You want to talk about who is what?
Sell out
and yeah.
Okay,
like bottom Africa. Now you call it that. He call it
Negro for sale.
Negro for sale. Eh? Negro for sale. They see how that was until he could only draw a race card. You understand? That's all he could do. Try to play with people's emotions. Right? Nonsensical choppiness is one to come with.
Always. Anyway, we have a lot of calls on the line. I see it, but we do have to take a quick break and come back. In terms of the postcard, no word yet on the postcard, so we on standby for that today.
Yes, we're supposed to get a postcard anytime soon.
Anytime soon. And right now for you, if you're on the go, Trinidad and Tobago, listening to us on YouTube, you need some data. Trust me, you need data. And Digicel has you covered. Need data on the go? Get a preloaded SIM card for as low as $40. Available at any store where you see a Digicel sign on the outside. Spot the Digicel sign, get a new number, preloaded data, and more. Win up to $750 weekly in cash. Digicel customers can text the word SPIN to 8181 to enter. Enter now for your chance to win cash weekly. Stay tuned, we'll be back right after this.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
All right, Trinidad and Tobago, 5 p.m. right now in this lovely republic, and we are back on the inside, and it's your calls, comments, concerns, everything. Mr. Citizen Nobody, he does be sending some documentaries to the radio station. We can't play a documentaries.
Is that not documentary?
Yeah, I mean, any voice notes. He voice notes long.
Yeah, he's also very long.
Caller.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Is this heavy?
Yeah, go ahead.
And Mr. Welch?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Let me just get in on the act here. Now, we were speaking about taxes. And I want to explain something in as simple manner as I could.
Yeah.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there's something that's called corporation tax. Corporation tax is 30% of your profits or your earnings, whichever one you want to call it. And let me explain my earnings this way. If I was an avocado seller, and it cost me $1 to put an avocado on a stand by the road, and I sold that avocado for $2, I would have made 100% profit on it, or another $1. I would then owe Mr. Tanku 30 cents of the dollar that I made, of the profit. So I want to make that clear to you. When it comes to the people who have apartment complex, whatever money they make, whatever money during the year that they pay the carpenter, the yard boy, the painter, and all of that is deducted from it. If the person call himself a manager, you can take a manager's salary from it and all of that. But when you deduct all of that from the money that they made, the remainder is called a profit. Out of that profit, they owe Mr. Tanku 30%, and they have to pay that. That is called corporation tax. Any other residual tax that has to do with property or so could be something akin to property taxes, which I have said before, that even if you don't want to give property taxes to the ordinary man, give it to the commercial interest. So I want to make that clear. And the last thing I want to say to you, I understood that you were asking questions about what taxes increase and all of that. There's something that's called custom taxes and excise taxes. Excise taxes is you produce it here like a beer, and they put a tax on the beer, that's excise taxes. If you imported the beer, it's customs taxes. Both of them have been increased under this present administration. Taxes have been increased on the cigarettes also. So there are many taxes that have been increased. They spoke about the taxes on asset levies, where the banks are bowling out. They say, oh God, FCB Merchant Bank said that they make $22 million less this year because of what is called the asset levy. So there are a lot of taxes that took place, but taxes are necessary to run the country. I don't have any quarrel with taxes because I know that the PLM has no quarrel with it. That's why for 20 years we've been begging the UNC.
Okay, question. Hello? Caller, tell me you going in now. Okay. Call back, caller. I don't know what went on with your phone there. But I want to know about what corporation tax affect the doublesmen and them that they had to pay a corporation tax. You people will be talking about, boy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A corporation tax is for a registered business in Trinidad and Tobago, my good sir. Not for the average man on the ground. That is I have never heard such madness. Yeah, it's 30%, etc., etc. But I hear you. I just wanted to clarify, yeah? If you went on into saying that, yeah, well, I hear him talk about doublesmen and I lost you there. Sorry, call back and tell me what you really mean when you talk about, and you will get time to search it, right? So tell us.
Nobody here again. For me, once again, the fix is to install a system that will install the citizen into the parliament. Because in the separation of powers, legislature, executive, judiciary, the place where the citizen who is supposed to be the state, where the citizen is represented in government by, of, and for the people, that concept is the parliament. And if the parliament belongs to two mega parties, then it really won't serve the interests of the individuals out there, the persons, the citizenry. What I suggest is your groups, the various groups in society that can form and collect enough votes in a general election to win their representative seats proportionally. So whether you win 1, 2, 3, or 4, how many ever seats.
Citizen Nobody, thanks so much. This voice not long way, but I understand the genesis of what you're getting to there, all right? But anyway, have you also sent another video with
yes,
TNT is finally in a good position. What's next? Let's take a quick listen.
Numbers are finally moving in Trinidad and Tobago's favor, and the mid-year budget review is the time to prove it. NGC posted a $3.3 billion profit in 2025, and that followed a $1.6 billion profit in 2024, a swing of nearly $2.9 billion from a $1.3 billion loss that was recorded in 2023. Meanwhile, Atlantic LNG, following a contract overhaul that was finalized in late 2023, has been selling LNG cargoes at a premium of 15 to 55% over the Henry Hub prices. This is generating significantly more government revenue than before. The Middle East conflict is pushing global energy prices higher, and Trinidad and Tobago, as an LNG and gas exporter, is on the right side of the equation. This is the context that the mid-year budget review is landing in. Not just a government under financial pressure, but a government with state energy companies performing at their best in years. NGC shipped its first LNG cargo from Atlantic Trains 2 and 3 following the commercial restructuring. That's a new revenue that wasn't flowing before. The war-driven energy spike didn't just help on paper. It translated into real profits at the companies that are state-owned. So the question heading into the review isn't just, do we have the money? It's what are we going to do with it? Pay the back pay, fund our obligations, and then put what's left towards building something beyond the next price cycle. As NGC made $3 billion, Atlantic LNG is selling at a premium. The money is there. The mid-year budget review is going to tell us where it's all going.
And all that in just 6 months. 6 months. Not even a full year.
Before you comment,
go ahead.
I need you to play that again.
All right.
Right? In case I was opening the fridge door.
Okay.
And I didn't hear, play it again.
Close it.
The numbers are finally moving in Trinidad and Tobago's favor, and the mid-year budget review is the time to prove it. NGC posted a $3.3 billion profit in 2025, and that followed a $1.6 billion profit in 2024, a swing of nearly $2.9 billion from a $1.3 billion loss that was recorded in 2023. Meanwhile, Atlantic LNG, following a contract overhaul that was finalized in late 2023, has been selling LNG cargoes at a premium of 15 to 55% over the Henry Hub prices. This is generating significantly more government revenue than before. The Middle East conflict is pushing global energy prices higher, and Trinidad and Tobago, as an LNG and gas exporter, is on the right side of the equation. This is the context that the mid-year budget review is landing in. Not just a government under financial pressure, but a government with state energy companies performing at their best in years. NGC shipped its first LNG cargo from Atlantic Trains 2 and 3 following the commercial restructuring. That's a new revenue that wasn't flowing before. The war-driven energy spike didn't just help on paper. It translated into real profits at the companies that are state-owned. So the question heading into the review isn't just, do we have the money? It's what are we going to do with it? Pay the back pay, fund our obligations, and then put what's left towards building something beyond the next price cycle. As NGC made $3 billion, Atlantic LNG is selling at a premium. The money is there. The mid-year budget review is going to tell us where it's all going.
And
yep.
So you understand, once more, production is up. You know what? You know what, Heavy?
Yep.
The economy is booming, Madam Speaker. Because that's what we had to say. All right? People need to look beyond just the scope of things. All right? The government had a plan, not just a plan, a trajectory for the budget. In the budget, they say this is what gas prices are going to be at. And, brother, with the war, I don't know, Kamala, like she see in the future.
Like she see a crystal ball.
she see a crystal ball because she'll be hitting those targets. All right? And what that means for Trinidad and Tobago is more money, and most importantly is how we manage that moving forward. That'll be most important, because the management of that is important. But it's important for you to also know, Trinidad and Tobago, that LNG production is up by 8.1%. That is almost the highest it has ever been in the past decade. Rowley and the PNM, they shut down Train 1 LNG. They halt the production. They ran Train 1 straight into the ground. The train screeching on the tracks as it slows down. All right? NGC today, through who's NGC chairman again? Ram. Is Ram? No,
I don't know who's the chairman.
I forgot. Gerald Ramdeen.
Right.
Right? Through Gerald Ramdeen, said that they need to, and they're looking at the reopening, the restarting of Train 1, Atlantic LNG. They're looking at starting that back, given the fact that the country is set to have a lot more gas coming in. Plenty. We have Dragon that we need to look forward to. The war that happened with and that's still ongoing in the Middle East. All right? The fact that you have so many partners outside in the Middle East, in the Western world or in the Eastern world, that looking at Trinidad and Tobago, we literally had Proman that acquire acquisitions in UAE, $2 billion US for petrochemicals. So all this shutdown that you're hearing happening here, and they threaten this and threaten that, and we need more gas here, we need more gas. So the Prime Minister she knows. The Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, Dr. Rudal Munilal, he knows. Ernesto Kiza, they know we have a comprehensive government that is now dealing with everything in the energy sector. And what you also have on the outside is the PNM that want to what's Chochong doing, boys? Chochong is undermining the government, running across to Venezuela to try and stop deals from happening in Venezuela or with Venezuela, and putting Kamla Prasad, trying at least, let me not say putting, he's trying to put Kamla Prasad Bisesa down in a bad light. And then on top of that, they're circling and taking credit for what is taking place right now in Trinidad and Tobago in regards to the energy sector. That over $3 billion profit that NGC recorded, PNM taking credit for it, as though they didn't run the country and the same NGC for 10 years straight. 10 years straight, they run that NGC, and they run the NGC, the National Gas Company, into the ground. So much so that your Minister of Finance come to the population more than once to talk about you raising gas prices, and they ain't riot yet. And they come and tell you tighten your belt, and they give you no 10%, they give you no 4%, they give you no 2%, 3%, nothing. They give you 0, 0, 0, then 1. Then 0, then 1 again. That is their negotiations.
0, 0, 1, 0, 0.
That's their negotiations, you know. But they're complaining about this government and Kamla Prasad Bisesa, and she wicked, and she ain't giving the people less, and she thieving the money. And look, HDC, we should be proud that we could spend, or not even spend, we could acquire to give people contracts to build homes in Trinidad and Tobago at the tune of billions of dollars. That just means, heavy, that you're not going to be living in no house with no back door. Right? You ain't going to be living in no house that doesn't have a functioning toilet. Because those buildings are the built up down there by Mount Lambert. That's what they complain about, you know. It wasn't working properly. And the high-rise buildings and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about that anymore, you know. You don't have to worry about the Housing Development Corporation not building no kind of homes in Trinidad and Tobago. The state only building homes to give to their friends and families. We now, and the government today, now making it easier for you to get a home in Trinidad and Tobago. You want a home, instead of lining up by the Housing Development Corporation, go to the bank, go to the mortgage finance companies, and get a loan, and get your home in Trinidad and Tobago that we built. We put it on state land. It is for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not for, you know, those outside of the country, those prime ministers, those former prime ministers outside the country where they have friends, families, and everybody benefiting. It's not for no Sharon Clark Rowley to get no kind of homes in Trinidad and Tobago on your tax-paying dollar, and then you sit on the our house. I live in any hospital, our house, yeah. I live in any hospital. That's the saying. It's a no more of that and no heavy duty.
It's no more of that.
The government looking at really setting... Kamala have a legacy that she's trying to leave right now, you know. The legacy that Kamala Persad-Bissessar wants to leave is that of a caring mother. People go get vexed if I say the mother of the nation there, you know.
Don't say the mother of
the nation. Don't say the mother of the nation.
There's thought feelings now.
Caller.
No. Say it as it is, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Because you would not get anybody to be care so much like how this lady care, this Prime Minister. You understand? They talk about the housing department and how $3-point-something billion. Private partner, private, not taxpayers' money going out there. And you know, mention that's how people get house and thing all about.
Yeah.
And people living in a AGC place free. They tell them go and get a place and live in it. And after you work all the paperwork. You understand? These are the kind of hypocrites that we want to run our country. You
Not
understand?
at all.
These former hypocrites and them. And then this big lady, you know, them really have no shame, you know.
None. Dog eat it, boy.
These people them really have no shame.
Dog eat
because
it.
they want the correct people. They are the one who take the card and swiping it. You understand? For the private purposes.
Correct.
Beckles giving you family and friends contracts. You understand? And giving yourself that. And you telling me you want them kind of people to run your country is you have to go in the how it name in the grocery, in the market and in the how it name in the hospital is you. You ain't gonna see Beckles and Rowley and Stuart Young and them. And I want to tell you something. Stop calling this man former Prime Minister. He's not a Prime Minister.
Agreed.
Right? Whenever you see a man picture, put a cross on it. You understand? Because God help a man. That man wanted power. I never know you can just hand over a rope to a cow just so. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? And say, hey, take that cow and go now. You in charge now. You understand? You go with the people. And the people in the country have to elect you as a Prime Minister. You understand? Not a handpick wannabe. And he talking about Venezuela. I wonder why this man so interested in Venezuela. Why? I just want to know why.
Yeah,
something. You understand? Because $100 million USA. Remember that time?
Yeah.
You remember? I want people to remember. $100 million US. Then the business people in the country who want to kill this administration. $100 million in US gone Venezuela. I wonder where that money gone. You understand? I want to find out all this money that we had in this country, the money gone. Borrowing to go and do things, and you're hearing only 3% of the money spent, and where the rest of the money, you know where it is. I want them to come to order, call them to order. You understand? And if they can't answer, put them in some bracelets and embarrass them, because you know why? They feel P&M. This country belongs to them and they could do what they want. Not again, brother. The young people in this country is smart now, and they realize that the CPF for $75 compared now with $200 and something is a stock and cheese. You understand? I thank you, my brother.
Thanks so much. Call A Live.
Hello, good afternoon to David and David.
Yes, good afternoon.
Just trying out this question here.
Yeah.
What would it take for Stuart Young photo to be removed from the airports? I'll listen off it.
You're gonna do that. You're gonna listen off it.
I don't know. What would it take? Because when I was in the airport, I was looking at. I thought, why he photo there, boy?
Listen.
And you know they're supposed to put Kamala twice.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to.
No. They usually would put your ones. Actually, no, you're correct. No,
if you was in power for more than once, you're supposed to put it the amount of time you was in power for.
They don't have it twice?
No, they just have each prime minister. So
Okay,
like you're supposed to put her twice, once between 2010 and 2015, and then no.
I make a video on that. Listen. How does it play? Oh, I have the wrong line. Okay. Alright. I make a video on that. Listen to this video. Oh, let's see what's wrong with this board here right now. Now, this is correct. The Prime Minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, is correct. But what are you doing here? Who's this man? He's not no 9th Prime Minister of no Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, a Prime Minister needs to be voted in by the electorate, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And the people didn't vote for that man. That man is not no 9th Prime Minister. of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's make that abundantly clear. Furthermore, Stuart Young, how you forget your stepdaughter, boy, Stuart Young, boy? How you forget Christina Sanka? How you can forget her on drug charges, on possession charges of ammunition in Trinidad and Tobago? How you forget that? Saddam, you're calling Saddam Hussein all kind of names and you're mispronouncing pronouns and all kind of thing inside the parliament. And then when we talk about your own stepdaughter, you're saying you are no family member, you are no daughter, you are nobody. How you don't know Christina? That's Churchy. How you don't know Christina? You don't know if you're coming or you're going. What these people want Trinidad and Tobago is to get back into the corridors of power. What he wants is that $85,000 or $87,000 a month. That's what he wants. Because the young family, well, you know, all the money that they lend government, they lend P&M, you know this man.
Careful.
All the money they lend that man. They ain't sure to get it back right now, you know. And they want Stuart Young to come inside there so therefore they could loot. That's what they want to do. They want to loot Trinidad and Tobago. We won't allow it. Under the leadership of Kamala Prasad Bisasa SCMP, we will not allow that. So you all know what to do always. You all know what to do always, always, always. And the views of me, the views of David is of David, not of, toxic or anything like that. Make sure.
Any views or opinions expressed are solely those of the hosts and
Yeah,
callers
but
and do not represent the views, policies, or official
heavy.
position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
I ain't lie though. I ain't lie. That bald head pigeon called Penelope Beckers, what she want to do?
We will reinstate the CPAP program.
That's what she want to do.
This has been a progressive signature project of the People's National Movement, which has created opportunity, uplifted lives while maintaining and beautifying community spaces. We commit to reopening the CPAP program and improving it to enhance delivery of employment and service.
That's such a pigeon's boy. That what them is or not? That what she is or not? She's a bald-head pigeon.
Why you call the woman a bald-head pigeon?
What she is then?
They don't do that.
What she
Have
is?
some kind of brought-up sinner.
All right, my apologies. She's a bald-head chicken.
That is the opposition leader.
A bald-head chicken.
You have to have a certain level of decency.
All right. No problem. I retract.
That is unbecoming of you.
I retract. All right. I should have called her by her rightful title.
Correct. Let all protocols be observed. Okay?
Yes, the scarecrow.
Hey, let's go to the lines.
622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. They want to open back CPEP and URP. That's what they want to do. Open CPEP and URP.
Good afternoon, caller.
David.
Yeah, man.
Heavy.
Yes.
Maduro gone. The radar gone. And up to now, the government canceled a delegation to Venezuela to talk to Madame Delcy.
And why do you think that
Minister of
is?
Foreign Affairs go on Washington. To do what? Always set a joke as I will leave it there.
No, don't leave it there. Let's talk.
He will not.
Usual thing.
He will not engage.
Caller.
He will just come to pressure propaganda.
Usual thing. Caller, your life.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes I just feel just to go and drink a whole bottle of puncheon and kill 90% of my brain cell, because when some people call and they talk and the energy and the amount of brain cell they just lose listening to the dotishness that will be seen on the radio, and when you ask them to have a discussion and let me further that discussion, they will hang up and run.
Yeah.
But let me come back to the situation. Our constitution and the reality and the facts of it, as much as I discuss it, Stuart Young was appointed as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. It's so unfortunate. It's an error that I guess we need to correct for the future. That's the case. Okay, fine. We should bury that and don't lose sleep on that. The thing about it is how this man reacting right now, and it just goes to show when people taste power, this was a wake-up call. The way how this guy reacting and behaving. Could you imagine he being a prime minister of this country for a 5-year period, God protected Trinidad and Tobago from any disaster that you could have think about. Wouldn't be as disastrous as Stuart Young being the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago for a 5-year term.
Listen to this one, huh? You hearing, ma'am? According to our laws, right? Ours, no prime minister can appoint another prime minister. That is left by the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to do, and she will select someone who she believes has the commanding majority. This is not what happened in 2025, late 2024 into 2025. What happened was Keith Rowley, our prime minister, unfortunately, he decided to step down and he said, my successor is Stuart Young. That is what happened, nothing else. But go ahead.
And now let me digress from that a little bit.
Yeah.
What this lady just made that statement, or let us play with she talking about, that's one of PNM, CPEP is one of PNM, what, brainchild, and they would reintroduce that, and that just uplift people. These people must really sit down and think what they are saying to our population. And if you go and you analyze the meaning of you rich have to get richer for the poor to survive, you know what that's saying? That says that no matter how long you live, no matter what you do in your life, you would never ever become empowered and be able to sustain your lifestyle, because when the rich continue to get richer, more and more people would remain poor. So that would always create that divide. All you have to sit down and analyze these things and let these people understand the way and the dynamics of who they're supporting, the way they think about them. You know, you didn't supposed to have no rich getting richer. The rich supposed to be getting poorer and being more equitable throughout the thing. So if you own a business and I am working for you, I cannot be working for you for the rest of your life. You become a billionaire, trillionaire, and I still renting. You don't have no means of empowering me and making me say, okay, fine. Here what? Look, we giving you guys 30% of your shares into this company. You are working here for so long, invest in it, and eventually you might be able to start off a small branch of your company. And that is what upliftment and empowerment is. And every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago who supported the PNM and was waiting 10 and 15 and 20 years for HDC apartment. You see what happened with Ralph Gonzalez? And if you was working CPEP with that contractual arrangement, with how they acquire property, every single person in Trinidad and Tobago could have get a decent, nice apartment to live in this country. With the kind of finances them paying $1,500 or some kind of thing you're talking about, anybody could make it. And we sit down and accept that. Well, not me, but the people who waiting 30 and 40 years and going and sitting and clapping when these people look down at them and speak to them and tell them, well, you can't qualify. You ought to come with something better to get a HDC apartment. And people who don't have nothing to do with Trinidad, our taxpayers pay money as little as you are, and how insignificant you are in Trinidad and Tobago. You pay taxes from the time you purchase anything in this country. And then somebody who have no affiliation with Trinidad and Tobago could come and get 3 prime property HDC apartment and pay next to nothing. And these people support that and accepted that and would come and, boy, let me tell you something. Fellas, have a good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your program. And thank God we have voices now could really try and break that barrier and allow people to start to think on their own. And eventually they will become empowered. And then they'll realize the value they really have and the value their voting have when they decide to make that decision again.
Thanks
Enjoy
so
the rest of the evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Caller, thank you so much.
Caller.
Good afternoon to Brother Welch.
Mr. Tabakit. Mr. Tabakit.
Yeah.
Listen, Mr. Tabakit. He calling night show 6 to 8, right? Like he forget we come on from 3 to 12, from 3 to 6. This is the first time he calling since we move across it now. And listen to that now.
Don't do that.
That is the first time.
So let me make my contribution.
Yes, sir.
In regards to the tape you play with the most weakest opposition leader in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
It is clear to all on sundry, Penny Beckers and the PNM, there is a legacy of bid rigging. Let me repeat. There is a legacy of bid rigging. And why she wants to bring back CPEP is to ensure that legacy and corruption and bribery and feeding to the trough. And that is what it is. Because under CPEP was jobs for the boys, jobs for the girls, minister's wife, chairman, husband and wife. And that is what it was. You see the thing about CPEP, it was fraught in with corruption. Trinidad and Tobago. Let me repeat, CPEP was a cash cow on the treasury. And people must know that. The thing, it wasn't the basic workers, but who was going with big rigging, bribery, corruption, anything you could find within the word of corruption, embezzlement. You're talking about minister's wife. You're talking about board chairman, husband and wife. And according to Barry Padarat, jobs for boyfriend, girlfriend, husband. And Penny Beckers have questions to answer. And this is not alleged, where her relatives was getting billion-dollar contract under CPEP. So that is why she is talking to reinstate CPEP, because she knew her family was a part of the massive corruption under CPEP. That is why Penny Beckers want to bring back a cash cow corruption to the high heavens. Tabakit out enough.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tabakit. We love you, Mr. Tabakit. So keep calling the program, right?
Thank you, Tabakit.
Mr. Tabakit, don't call this program, You don't want this program. 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. The phone lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. Call up.
Yeah, Mr. Mover here.
Boy. What's going on, boy? What's going on, boy?
Hello.
Hello. Talk to us.
What's going on?
We good. You listen heavy. Everybody listening and know heavy. These are the young ones in Mover, Talk to us now, Mr. Mover.
Make it up. We're doing a good job.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Later.
Who's that?
Don't worry.
Mr. Mover?
Yeah, don't worry. Call her.
But talking like a woman, so I don't know Mr. Mover.
Call her, you're live.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
See, heavy as David.
Yes.
Listen, I endorse everything David said about that man they called that Prime Minister man. He had to go. I don't know. That whole thing should have been reinvoked. They should have taken back that whole name from that man.
Agreed.
No. That is not how we do things in Trinidad and Tobago. That's not how we put prime ministers in position.
Agreed.
You understand? So, I endorse everything you say. The caller spoke about Penny just wants to step as a cash cow. Everything I endorse.
Yes.
So I don't know why heavy so afraid that you keep ducking. Ducking is true. Oh Lord. Anyway, I enjoy the show. Present evening.
Thanks so much. Listen, the phone lines lighten up bad. Listen, people, we have Mario ads to go and play because we have Mario's Pizza advertising with us. Pick up a slice today, definitely. We also have what's here, boy? Did you sell on everybody? Oh God! Ole, give me a sec, right? Advertisers, give me a sec. Caller. Let's go again. Caller, you're live.
Good evening again, gentlemen.
Yes, good evening, caller.
Those who know me 40 years in the game will tell you that I don't ever turn and run. So when persons insinuate that I cut off the line and I go on, I don't do that. I can give as much as I can get. And let me just say this thing. What we are speaking about is the whole question of taxes. And I was telling you that by law in Trinidad and Tobago, every corporation, meaning that if you have a small business, a big business, whatever business you have, a double star, whatever business you have, you need...
All right, pause.
I don't think we are talking to you, we are talking to...
No, it's this one, there's him.
We are talking to leave it there when you leave it there run.
Yes.
Regardless of, right? Are you not... Imbert himself give out tax exemptions. Why?
So we have
why?
Persons up to 84,000 and make it 28 off the tax.
Why did no exemptions for taxes in general? Why the amnesty in general at least then? Why he giving amnesty? Tell me.
Imbert give out tax amnesty because he was trying to get those persons who were delinquent to pay their taxes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's a lot of delinquents out here.
Wanted the TTRA for the last 15 years
but we had it. You can't tell me that the delinquent persons only recently started. That not making sense. We have because the auditor, the Auditor General report that billions of dollars that are collected in taxes are unallocated for. They don't know where it's coming from.
You're talking about we would do it apples and oranges.
You have I'll mute you for a second. I want to unmute you. You have, and I want you to stay, you have no morals in you at all. The reason being is it doesn't matter what the UNC government do, you will always find a way to come and just support the People's National Movement, even though their policies are killing Trinidad and Tobago. And even though the reason why we have Revenue Authority in the first place in general is because of Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the United National Congress.
Sir, there are persons in the BIR at this point in time that is before the court for having unexplained money in their account.
You see how you change the goalpost again?
You can switch.
You see how you switch it again?
Collaborate with persons in the private sector in order to steal the money that belongs to the people.
If you have that information, here's what to do. Go down to your nearest police station and report exactly that. Go to the fraud squad. Go to the fraud squad and report that.
We have some order here, please. And we don't sound like we arguing. We don't have sound like we arguing. I just have one question for you, caller. Right. Is the people of Trinidad and Tobago, with regard to the government and what we have right now, lose more money in taxes, or as you call the tax revenue coming in, or we lose more money based on corruption and nepotism and favoritism?
We lose more money universally. All over.
But you have a
horizontally all over.
You never answer that question.
You have a good day.
You never answer.
You know what, Evie?
You don't answer my question.
Hold on, I will answer that for you. We lose more money in uncollected revenue than collected revenue in Trinidad and Tobago. And the revenue that we collect in Trinidad and Tobago, the P&M thief. That's what's going on. Say it like that. Say it like that.
I will throw your words at you. The ones that you know the PLM team, go and tell Mr. Govero we're waiting for his
all right, hold on. No, let me tell him. We have done that.
Oh, you tell my cat you say we better soon day one day,
listen, gentlemen.
Oh God! You come good.
You will have to allow me to exit because somebody's gonna say.
You go ahead. All right, cool.
One of the biggest problems we have in the country, Heavy, are people, the Maris and the Paris, who have devised ways not to pay taxes. Now, when they don't pay those taxes, you don't have money in order to treat with the latent human resource in the country, to develop that human resource, to give it a lift up, let people get into small business, education, all of that. That is what that does.
My problem with what you're saying, right? Mm-hmm. I personally don't believe that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago should be paying any taxes. I personally believe that the country have so many resources, and if the resources is delivered and trickled down to the lower man on the ground and delivered fairly, where everybody can get a little piece of the pie, we shouldn't have to tax somebody to pay bills, right? Because what we will have now is a heated economy where money is being flowing, spending because people getting their fair share, right?
And let me answer you by quoting Patrick Manning. Mm-hmm. He said, if we try and get as much people as possible within the tax net, you will find that we will be able to lower the rate of taxes for everyone. And that's what has to be done. But right now, the burden is being carried by 60% of the people who pay the taxes and 40% that not.
That's true.
That's a big problem in the country.
That is true, and we can agree on that.
And this is why the NAR government introduced value-added tax to everything, so that when they pay...
No, heavy. The reason why the value-added tax was added is because the thief...
They were trying to recover the economy, so yes, because of that too, yes. Yes, David, but thanks for correcting me.
The value-added tax was an IMF dictate, and it was structured by Winston Buchanan and
only because your party thief out the money.
You had to admit that.
Sir,
you had to admit that.
You do not understand. We had an oil boom from 1983.
You have to admit that. Just say yes now.
1981.
Eric, give me that now. Eric.
This is Eric?
Yeah.
Eric.
Yes.
Instead of going to the detail, just say yes now.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Why you wouldn't say yes? So you don't know O'Halloran take with money and go in Canada? So you don't know O'Halloran take with money and go in Canada, Eric?
You feel you could trap me in that?
Eric, you don't know O'Halloran take with money and go in Canada?
Well, let me tell you something.
Oh God, man! You see, hey, you only changing the goalpost.
My position is that if you are a member of the PNM, a card carrying member, and you thief, give you double the punishment. That's my position.
All right, thank you, Eric. Thank you. Let me get somebody else.
Okay,
Eric, we love you. We love you. And I hope, Eric, that really you just vote UNC because you can have your policy, but oh God, caller, last one, caller.
Why you let us do me this thing, boy? And next 2% of my brain cell just die again. You know, gentlemen, you know that per capita, if you compare Trinidad resources to Saudi Arabia at one time, we were like more economical than them.
Correct.
And they heavier, right?
Yeah.
We didn't supposed to be paying taxes. We supposed to be getting a dough like how the citizens of Saudi Arabia gets from their government.
Correct.
Because the oil and gas doesn't belong to PNM and O'Halloran and Eric Williams. What people don't understand, right? It had a time when Eric Williams said he lent the whole Caribbean money. Did at any time anybody in this country decides, okay, let's find out how much money Eric Williams lent Guyana.
Yeah.
He lent, and remember who were these prime ministers at the time that governed these countries?
Yeah.
Guyana, Barbados, this one and that one. How much money he lent them, and any type of paper trail or accountability, and if the money was TT dollars or US dollars or EC dollars. And then you would
No, I have to go. I really do have to go because we wouldn't make the commercial break, right? I'm real sorry.
Cool.
Yeah. But Stefan!
Yeah, David, what's going on?
Talk to us now,
Stefan on the show.
I was just listening to the conversation about.
Yes.
And this talk about African for sale and all kind of damn nonsense. Boy, look now, these people are getting me real vexing about. What are you talking about African for sale? African people supporting PNM since 1962. They are the bottom of the economic ladder. Am I telling any lies there?
No,
how they end up at the bottom of the economic ladder if the political party that swear to be pro-African, run the country for the most amount of years.
Agreed.
You're not supposed to have all the business. Go to Port of Spain and tell me which black man own a business in Port of Spain. Or how many Afro-Trinidadian people own business in Port of Spain? How much of them?
a slim majority, almost none.
When I say business, you have to define it because they go say it have people working who have business all in the drag mall and selling things at the side of the road and things like business too.
That hustlers.
They want say, but they go call that business now. You understand? You have to say who own a mall or a store.
Correct.
A storefront.
Let me tell you something. The only black man I know that have a building in town that he collecting a rent for, right? A big building that collects a significant quantity of rent when the month come is William Monroe.
True. For black workers.
It have no William Monroe, Soca Monarch, William Monroe.
Yeah. And Arlene from Arlene's Mall.
Well, that two.
Yeah, two, yeah. Two out of many.
Hold on, that is two out of an African population of how much?
Yeah, for real.
They never do nothing for black people, boy. Every single community that the PNM runs is in a deplorable state. It's in a deplorable state. Stop me when I telling lies.
None yet. None.
And man want to call in and talk about taxes. You know why they're talking so? Because I would the political party feeding them loose taxes, talk and noise. Go and read the taxes. The landlord taxes are income tax. How big a dunce you have to be not to understand that?
True.
Everybody collects an income. That income is taxable. Not so?
Correct.
Good. Your landlord or landlords in Trinidad and Tobago, and that's not a new tax, you know. That is a tax that are wrong all the time but nobody never enforce it.
True.
That landlord tax is so insignificant that people who make a noise for that had to be some of the biggest idiots, like they never went to school and learned basic arithmetic. Because all you need is basic arithmetic. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 plus 2 equal 4. That's all you need to work out that tax, and you will realize how stupid that argument is.
Agreed.
If I am paying $6,000 rent, gentlemen, it is every quarter. 6,000 by 3 is $18,000. That is what I am paying quarterly. That is what my landlord is collecting quarterly. That means that my landlord will pay 2.5% on that $18,000 over a 3-month period. Right? That is over 3 months. After my landlord collects $18,000, he paying $450 in tax. What's the noise about?
Right.
That means every month he will collect $6,000, but he will pay $150. Where the cost passing down?
It's just propaganda, boy. It's just to say that the government taxing everybody. And Kamala says she's not going to increase no tax, and look what she's doing now, a whole 360. And that's what they say with the same
Gentlemen, this is the hypocrisy and the dishonesty of these people. You have a government that was there for 9.5 years. They spent over $500 billion. Tell me, after spending $500 billion, plenty on borrowed money, because they run the country into debt too. Correct. So they was running at a deficit right through. Remember what deficit budget we had?
Yeah.
Good. So we was in the minus because they keep borrowing. Because they brought nothing to the country. They did nothing for the economy to stimulate the economy. Businesses was packing up and leaving Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
Bye-bye and sailing away, never to return.
Correct.
You understand why I'm telling you?
Yep.
Meanwhile, they was trying to partner with a dictator down to the south that had a whole country and its people under duress and holding a whole country hostage.
Correct.
Exactly.
Lose 2 elections but refuse to move and want to claim the Essequibo range, which is Guyana owned.
And that is who the opposition support.
And that is who they supported and must go and deal with.
Yep.
If Kamala Persad-Bissessar didn't make that decision to stand up with America and back America, we would have been a mess right now. You didn't need no visa to go to the UK. The UK people was trying to address that issue with our PNM government because of how much people was seeking asylum in the UK. They never dealt with it properly. The UK say, well, okay, all I want to deal with it properly, boom, pay for a visa now. This government trying to reverse that. Sobas and them was in parliament trying to reverse that, putting things in place to have that reversed so that Trinidadian people and Tobagonian people don't need a visa to go to the UK again. You have a steel company coming to invest. You have energy giants like ExxonMobil, Shell, etc. coming to invest in Trinidad and Tobago. Yep. You have the U.S. Embassy telling companies that based in the U.S. to come and do business in Trinidad and Tobago and set up your shop in Trinidad and Tobago. You matter go to Venezuela, set it up in Trinidad and Tobago. That go and create employment, everything. True. And you could do your business from here and make your money and do business with Venezuela from Trinidad.
And the World Bank back.
Companies now running to invest in Trinidad and Tobago because of the change in governance. A 5-year-old with a little iota of common sense could tell you that.
Yeah. Agreed. All right,
businesses and global businesses align themselves and with investments and so on and so forth based on confidence, economic confidence.
Agreed.
If they didn't have confidence in the administration, if they didn't see, if they weren't, oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for, the term I'm looking for, boy? If they weren't happy with the way that things were progressing, with certain things that had been put in place and so on and so forth, they wouldn't put their money here.
Agreed.
They wouldn't be trying to tell people, come to Trinidad and Tobago and do business.
Agreed.
Stefan, we had to go for a break. Stefan, we had to go for a break.
Yeah, we out of time.
We out of time.
You know, because blood vessel go blow in my head. Who's a CNN Barataria club? I'm from Barataria, you know. I'm from 6th Avenue, Barataria, born, bred, and grow, you know. I'm very proud to be a Baratarian, you know. Come make me shame, boy. Jesus. For people like that, boy.
Pull out your phone now, Stefan.
I go and calm myself.
No. Pull out your phone, Stefan, and do a live. We coming off the air. I'll go share it. I will jump on.
You're looking for me to cause trouble today, you know.
Do a little thing. You know, come back. Do a little thing. Do a little thing.
We gotta go for a break.
All right, cool.
Yeah, thanks so much. So now that was Stefan Reese on the inside. Catch him early in the morning, 6 a.m. on Synergy TV. And then back here on the radio with Mr. X for Off the Record from 9 to 12.
Yes.
We're going for a quick break. This might take us straight to the wrap-up. So,
all right, to the wrap-up,
yeah. So, Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be back. All right, Trinidad and Tobago, all we could do is say we are out of here. All right, keep shooting for these stars and everything that you do. If you can see it, you can 100% be it. And remember, the moment you choose to give up is the moment a new star is born. And we're leaving with the carryet. We can carry it to the afternoon show. The big bad evening show. Go ahead.
We gone.
Stems.
Yes, I can hear them saying, boys, stop living in the past. Where can I find that energy, the raw magic that comes down from the grassroots? Yes, I'm from a place where soca there is